Everyone, if you're able, will you please stand for the Ohio University ceremonial mace, which is carried by the chair of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Rabid Mohammed. The arrival of the mace marks the official opening of this Ohio University commencement ceremony. We ask that you remain standing for the procession of the platform party, the presentation of the colors, and the singing of our national anthem.
Welcome to Ohio University's Fall Commencement Ceremony. As chair of the Ohio University Board of Trustees, I am most privileged to convene today's ceremony and to welcome the graduates who are being honored today, as well as members of their families and their friends. Now I am pleased to introduce the presentation of the colors, which will be escorted by our Army and Air Force ROTC. Following the presentation, please join Miss Carolina Dates, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Music degree for the singing of the national anthem. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Please be seated. Welcome, graduates. As president of Ohio University and on behalf of our faculty and staff, I'm delighted to welcome family, friends, and most importantly, our graduates to this afternoon's commencement ceremony. As we begin this ceremony, I would like to recognize the distinguished guests who are with us today. I ask that they stand as I introduce them and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until all guests have been introduced. Please join me in welcoming members and officials of the Ohio University Board of Trustees, our academic officials, our administrative officials, representatives of our university senates, and our speaker for today's commencement, the 2019 Ohio University Distinguished Professor, Dr. Stephen Evans. Let's give them a round of applause. Please be seated. I'd like to acknowledge some special guests who are seated to my left in the lower balcony. With us today are members of my executive staff, spouses and significant others, family members, and guests of our platform party members. Let's give them all a round of applause as well. To the graduates, it seems like not that long ago, I was sitting at my own commencement ceremony, overwhelmed by the feeling of accomplishment. You should soak up this moment, bask in it. You deserve to feel proud of yourself. You've worked very, very hard to get here. I want to empower you today. I want you to feel confident that the education you received here will serve you well and prepare you for the road that lies ahead. Now, exactly what lies ahead is not always clear. With the pace of technological change reaching exponential levels, none of us can be sure about our future, what it will look like in 25 years, 15 years, 10 years, or even 5 years from now. But here is what I do know. I do know that employers will always be looking for critical thinkers, good communicators, collaborators, problem solvers, and leaders. You acquired these skills here at Ohio University. These skills are transferable regardless of what job position you hold. These skills will never fail you. So as you go out into the world, stand tall. Now take your lessons, your newly honed skills, and use them for good. We're proud of you. We are looking forward to seeing all that you accomplish. And remember, no matter how far you roam, Ohio's first university, the Ohio University, will always be your home. And finally, you can always be assured that no matter how far you roam and how much the world changes or how many years go by, every one of you will continue to share a common bond that will never be broken. We are and always will be Bobcats. And now I invite to the podium Dr. Shadin Jalali, our Executive Vice President and Provost, to recognize the fine faculty of Ohio University who helped to bring you to this proud moment in your academic journey. Let's welcome Dr. Jalali.
Thank you, President Nellis. I have the distinct pleasure and privilege of recognizing the outstanding faculty of Ohio University. May I ask our fine faculty to please stand if you're able. Be seated. You have played a major role in helping today's graduates reach the important milestones in their lives. Thank you for your dedication to our students. A dedication that starts with your commitment to your respective professions. Through your research and creative activity, you're helping to address some of our society's greatest challenges. You're not just imparters of knowledge, you're expanding the limits of what is known. Your scholarly endeavors have helped make Ohio University a world-class institution of higher education. Thank you for caring so deeply about our students. You give freely of yourselves, both in and out of the classroom. You have developed, taught, and revised courses, advised students, written letters of recommendation. You have helped freshmen overcome homesickness and seniors overcome interview anxiety. You encourage students to challenge and surpass what you yourself have achieved. Thank you for sharing your intellectual enthusiasm for your discipline. You have invited your students to actively participate alongside you in your research, not just as learners, though they have learned much from your example, but as producers of knowledge and creative activity. You also model professionalism through your interactions with colleagues. The example you have set for today's graduating students will influence them throughout their careers as they build productive and respectful working relationships of their own. In summary, your contributions have created a unique and powerful learning experience for the graduates we celebrate today. So, on behalf of the university administration, I again want to thank you for all your hard work and dedication to teaching, research, and service. Your work is the very heart of the mission of Ohio University.
Thank you, Dr. Jalali. I couldn't agree more, and I'm grateful to you, our faculty, for all that you do each and every day for our students, these graduates, and Ohio University. Faculty are the heart and soul of Ohio University experience, and so today we couldn't be prouder to have one of our own deliver the commencement address. Dr. Stephen Evans is co-director of the Center for Intervention Research in Schools. He's a distinguished professor in the Department of Psychology, where he has taught since 2009. His research is focused on school-based treatment development and evaluation for adolescents with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Dr. Evans is a licensed clinical psychologist and has made a commitment to providing high-quality training experiences that prepare undergraduates and graduate students to conduct research in interdisciplinary treatment outcomes and to become effective practitioners. A groundbreaking researcher and an exceptional professor, Dr. Evans was the 2017 Presidential Research Scholar at Ohio University, and this year was named Ohio University 2019 Distinguished Professor. A former special education teacher and director of various school mental health projects, Dr. Evans has served as the editor for 5 books, published more than 150 articles and book chapters, and is editor of the journal School Mental Health. Please help me welcome your 2019 Fall Commencement speaker, Distinguished Professor Dr. Stephen Evans.
Thank you, President Nellis, for that wonderful introduction. I'm honored to be here speaking to you today on this momentous occasion, and congratulations to all of you who are about to become alum and venture as bobcats out into the world. Commencement marks not only your accomplishments, but also an important transition in your lives. Not only are you experiencing a transition, but for many of you, so are your parents and so is your family. I have sat in these seats and watched my children cross this stage, and it is a wonderful moment. The pride your parents feel as they think back through the pivotal events in your life that resulted in you graduating here today is a special moment. For some of you, this may include times they thought this day would never arrive, but it did. Congratulations. There is a word that's used in my field of psychology and some other areas that is relevant to today and to our gathering. The term is equifinality. And in my field, equifinality refers to many different paths one may take over years of development to end up at a certain point. And if you look around at the people sitting near you and you think about the people you know, equifinality applies to this very moment. I know some of you, and I know some of the twists and turns of your lives that resulted in you being here today. Some of you had serious hardships that you had to overcome during your studies. Some of you made mistakes along the way that could have or did change your course. Many events and opportunities go into defining our paths and our lives. In the song Delta, Crosby, Stills, and Nash refer to these various paths we take as fast-running rivers of choice and chance. I think that captures it so well. When you think back through the past few years, you can probably point to many milestones on your path that were influenced by making a clear choice, and others where your next step or your next turn was simply determined by chance. For example, you may have waiting for a shuttle and a stranger told you about an opportunity that you took advantage of and it ended up changing your courses of study. Or you accidentally registered for the wrong course again and you loved it. Or a friend came to you and said, you know, as much as you play video games, you should major in it. And so you, on a whim, you switched your major to games and animation, and that's now your career. We often think about the role of choice in our lives, but chance also plays a profound role. And all of our fast-running rivers of choice and chance brought us here at this moment today to celebrate your commencement. When we do make choices in our lives, we are often, hopefully, guided by our values. Some of these are like simple choices, like you express gratitude when someone holds a door open for you. Other times, your choices require considerable thought and consultation. And some in psychology study how these values come to be, how they're chosen, how they're remembered, and how people use them. And they come from multiple sources, as you might expect. Some are passed on from parents and grandparents in short phrases or sentences that you remember for the rest of your life. Others are spoken or implied in quotes by people in history. One of my favorites is, "The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why," by Mark Twain. Others come through religion, like quotes, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow man." These phrases and values guide our choices and can be quite powerful. And many businesses take advantage of knowing that, and they create value statements that are intended to guide and represent their values and choices. Examples include things like listen to all ideas, or be remarkable, or invest in individuals, and there are, of course, many others. These values, though, are often remembered best when they're short statements. This method of communicating values through short statements really intrigued me shortly after my oldest son was born. And so I tried to think of a statement that was just a few words, could help guide many of his decisions in life, and was simple in its message. I wanted it to be relevant when he was 3 years old, and I wanted it to be relevant when he was 60 years old. So after some thought, I settled with, be a good friend and a hard worker. As parents, my wife and I have used this statement hundreds of times with all three of our children while they were growing up to help them evaluate the choices they made or the decisions about choices they were going to make. We would say things like, "You should not hit your brother. That is not being a good friend." Or, "Thank you for helping put your toys away. That is being a hard worker." The point is that we tried to say things to them in a way that good friend and hard worker became virtues that they would try to achieve. And then we tried to teach them how to achieve them. They are now in their 20s and 30s, and I know they still refer to these values. Of course, neither my children nor my wife and I always achieve these standards, but they do convey values that can guide choices at any age. Be a good friend and a hard worker. There is a basic and simple elegance to it. In fact, I still use it today, and I think it's imprinted on the brains of all three of my children for the rest of their lives. Here's an example of how it applies to today. One common element across all of your trajectories from whatever paths you came that led to you sitting here today is that you must have been a hard worker. It's remarkable because graduation isn't easy. In fact, if you look at all students in the United States who enroll in a four-year college or university, only a third of them graduate with a bachelor's degree in 4 years. Only a third. Only 60% of them graduate within 6 years. That is a lot of people who started to pursue a bachelor's degree and did not make it. And there are many things that happen in life that can divert a student from that goal. Some by choice, some by chance. But you made it. You're sitting here today, at least partly because you were a hard worker. Not just a hard worker for an hour or a day, but a hard worker over time. And I think being a hard worker over time is the way to succeed in many things in life. In relationships, to careers, and all of you who are waiting here today have demonstrated that you can be a hard worker and over time. Being a good friend is also relevant today. Most obviously, this impacts how you treat your friends during the transition away from a college student and your new friends that you will meet as you move forward from here to your new careers or destinations. Importantly, it's also important to remember that this relationship also extends, this being a good friend also extends to your relationships with your family. Your transition from Ohio University presents some challenges to your family relationships. After graduating, many students become so focused on their new situation, their new job, a new city, and new friends, that they sometimes fail to adequately attend to those family relationships. Then, in response, sometimes family members want so much to stay connected with you during this exciting time in your life that their communication is full of questions that may seem intrusive and annoying, and that can lead to only even reducing that communication further. I encourage you as you leave here today and into the new directions that you're heading to attend to those family relationships and be patient with each other as you go through this transition. And remember, for that many of you, your relationship with your family had a lot to do with you sitting here today. Similarly, it can have a lot to do with where you go from here. So I encourage you to not forget that being a good friend includes your family. Being a good friend and a hard worker are things you can strive to achieve. However, when that is combined with finding your passion and finding your talents, you have the key to happiness. Being paid for what you love to do is a really sweet deal. You probably heard the statement, if your career is your hobby, you never work a day in your life. This is what happens when your career is your passion and it matches your talents. Some of what we learn as children is where we have talents and where we do not. For example, I had a passion for being a musician, and I worked hard at it until I realized that many others worked a lot less hard than I did, and they were good and I wasn't. Furthermore, I hit this lack of adequate talent wall, which is actually a good lesson to learn, right? How far do you need to go in a direction I'm likely to fail? Fortunately, I learned that as a teenager or a young adult, and so I invested my passions and talents elsewhere. I still really enjoy music, and I have the utmost respect for those of you here today who have found the perfect combination of musical talent and passion and are investing your hard work in it. I'm happy to say that I think I've recovered from the dead end and have been fortunate to have aligned my talents, passion, and hard work in a new direction, and it's been incredibly rewarding. Finding one's passion is what I wish for my children, and I imagine that for many of you, it's what your parents wish for you. I hope your experience here at Ohio University has helped you find your talents and passion. It is an ongoing process that is influenced by choice and chance. In closing, I want to congratulate you again on your accomplishments and hope that by being a good friend and a hard worker, you will have a wonderful future and remember fondly your time at Ohio University. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Evans, for those very inspiring words of wisdom. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you very much. To our graduates, each of you is achieving a personal milestone today, and each of you has a special support, and you've had special support in achieving your educational goals. For many of you, it was your parents. For others, it was your spouse, partner, or significant other, your children or family members, your colleagues, or a very good friend. They were there for you every step of the way, believing in you when you may have had some doubts. Graduates, before we award you the degrees you've worked so very hard to earn, let's take a moment to stand up. All of our graduates, please stand up right now and say thank you to everyone in the audience who supported you during your educational journey. Thank you. You may be seated. When each of you arrived here, I love the enthusiasm. When each of you arrived here, you brought your own unique characteristics, special talents, and insights. You've helped to elevate and enhance our university, and for that we thank you. I now invite Dr. Jalali back to the podium to present the candidates for doctoral degrees.
Thank you, President Nellis. The doctoral degrees that we are about to award are the highest academic degrees in their fields. They're awarded to those who have demonstrated academic or clinical mastery in their field and successfully completed and defended a dissertation. The faculty member accompanying the doctoral candidate is either the student's major advisor or another faculty member who has been closely associated with the student's academic program. Candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Nursing Practice, please stand. President Nellis, these students have completed all the requirements for the doctoral programs. Accordingly, I have the very great honor of presenting them to you for conferral of their degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Ohio University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Nursing Practice with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. We welcome you into the company of scholars. You will now be called to the platform by Dr. Joseph Shields, Vice President for Research and Creative Activity and Dean of the Graduate College, and congratulations.
Candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Nursing Practice, please come forward.
Candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences, Mirsad Raisi, escorted by Dr. Eric Masson. Proma Basu, escorted by Dr. Sarah Wyatt. Colin Cruz, escorted by Dr. Sarah Wyatt. Yang Yang Sao, escorted by Dr. Xiaoxiu Chen. Carolyn Cook, escorted by Dr. Julie Suhr. Hannah Osborne, escorted by Dr. Kimberly Rios. Kwa Zin Lat, escorted by Dr. Sawe La. Teresa Elizabeth Egan, escorted by Dr. Brian Wims. Brett Ankawi, escorted by Dr. Christopher France. Kristen R. Fox, escorted by Dr. Christopher France. Max Slepian, escorted by Dr. Christopher France. Matthew Scanlon, escorted by Dr. Peggy Zacola. Donald Green Serio, escorted by Dr. Lawrence Whitmer. Win Luong, escorted by Dr. Kevin Lee. Abhinesh Pun, escorted by Dr. Justin France. Thank you, Dean Plassman. Candidates from the Scripps College of Communication. Melody Gale Sands, escorted by Dr. George Korn. Ashley Renee Hopkins, escorted by Dr. Hans Meyer. Thank you, Associate Dean Newton. Candidates from the Patton College of Education. Ryan Pigman, escorted by Dr. Diane Goot and Dr. Jennifer Otley. Brendan Downing, escorted by Dr. Lisa Harrison. Baman Shari, escorted by Dr. Franz Doppen. Sarah Cross, escorted by Dr. Christiana Moktmez. Catherine Streeter Hilly, escorted by Dr. Christiana Moktmez. Beryl Kotekar Nikwe, escorted by Dr. Yushan Zhao. Stephen Kokomelli, escorted by Dr. Peter Mather. Kelly Broughton, escorted by Dr. Laura Harrison. Laura Reisler, escorted by Dr. Lijing Yang. Jessica Storm, escorted by Dr. Lijing Yang. Thank you, Dean Middleton. Candidates from the Rusk College of Engineering and Technology. Ohioma Philip Abarime, escorted by Dr. Grisel Sewer. Omar Al-Kawari, escorted by Dr. Grisel Sewer. Mahbube Sadat Nouri, escorted by Dr. Douglas Getz. Arkan Obeid, escorted by Dr. Munir Nazal. Thank you, Dean Way. Candidates from the College of Fine Arts. Sarah Kazamimanish, escorted by Dr. Aaron Shiva Schlumpf. Thank you, Associate Dean Lamb. Candidates from the Graduate College. Ian Akers, escorted by Dr. Ramiro Magor. Wanda Lynette Simmons, escorted by Dr. Rebecca Bryant. Vanessa Heckman, escorted by Dr. Shelina Buckman. Nancy Sample, escorted by Dr. Shar Miller. Christine Ann Plotz, escorted by Dr. Shar Miller. Chelsea Jones, escorted by Dr. Shar Miller. Mo Abdul Hassan, escorted by Dr. Shar Miller. Mohammed Hagigi, escorted by Dr. Brooke Hallowell. Travis Lee Riffle, escorted by Dr. Jim Montgomery, earning a Doctor of Audiology and a Doctor of Philosophy both.
Let's have another round of applause for all our new doctors. It now is my honor to present the candidates for master's degrees. Candidates, will you please rise? President Nellis, these candidates have completed all of the requirements for their master's program at Ohio University. I, therefore, have the privilege of presenting them to you for conferral of their degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Ohio University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Engineering Management, Master of Financial Economics, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Health Administration, Master of Information and Telecommunication Systems, Master of Music, Master of Physician Assistant Practice, Master of Public Administration, Master of Science, Master of Social Science, Master of Social Work, and Master of Sports Administration with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations! Dr. Shields, please come forward to present the candidates for master's degrees.
Candidates for master's degrees, please be seated. Candidates for master's degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences, please come forward.
Millicent Diane Stuthard,
Teresa Trussell,
Jamie M. Hops,
Christina Marlene Morris,
Georgianne Marie Downing,
Kelsey Elma Shop,
Brian Keith Jarboe,
Amir Falah Almaji,
Zachary Selden Story, Mariam Bassani,
Genuel Shalim Jones Alberti,
Shaljuri Irene Sultana, Erica Michelle Osborne, Lauren Marie Schaefer, Salah Youssef Al-Ashame, Megan Marie Jempson,
Jenny Rebecca Stotts,
Raymond Lukama, Ama Dufe Osamoa, Justice Onyatorne,
Bethany M. Cady,
Pay Me You,
Candidates for master's degrees in the College of Business, please come forward.
Martin Aaron Albert Ramsey.
Jeffrey Baker Town.
Lionel Afani Michael Nuiki.
Jeffrey Thomas Hart.
Catherine Elizabeth Cox.
Todd Ringenberg.
Charles David Classing. Yorhoina Salifu.
Ross Gerald Sherman.
Srinivas Rangu.
Zachary Michael Hamilton.
Devendra Chatterpal.
Anab Chatterjee.
Nicole Jean Wallace.
Elisette Lopez.
Gail Reuben Carter.
Chanel L. Sims.
Jason Michael Saria.
Matthew Just.
Anise Rachel Tibbs.
Catherine Elizabeth Koval.
Oluwakami Herde Soyoy.
Elena Louise Harnish.
Ray Belfridge.
Jesse Dieter.
Robert Edwin Sori.
Edward Bradley Haddix.
Joseph W. Spoonamore.
Michael Gabriel Cox.
Samuel Edwin.
Douglas Larson.
Daniel John Savage.
Clifford Raymond Wiltshire.
Carol Borchert Cadu.
Malika Vilta.
Michael Trent Fluhart Jr.
John Michael Nyhouse.
Evan Spielvogel.
Ashley Renee Millard.
Tiana Lenore Cummings.
Eric Moore.
Robert Mason Vaughn.
Brema Bertry.
Jacob S. Schreiner.
Glenn Scott Davis.
Stephanie Lonergan White.
Aaron Elizabeth Boggs.
Christopher Raymond Helgeson.
Kendall Meredith Stotts.
Brandon Deagle.
Kristen Alexis Twinning.
Ismael Valerio.
Daniel James Clonk.
Chessa L. Blower.
Charles Arthur Hankinson Jr.
Caitlin Rose Matiota.
Kevin Dudley.
Ted Henry Uhaniak.
Kalfan A. Chima.
Stephen Lloyd Sprocket.
Stephanie Ann Morrison.
Janelle Elizabeth Cooper.
Herbert Aaron Kruger.
Kelly Pompea.
Jason Lee Gett.
Abigail Ament.
J. Carl Hutchinson.
Ernest Lamar Ruffin III.
Elena Stelzak.
Melissa Indira Shaniere Ukuibio.
Brian Wendell Brunton.
John Edward Hamilton IV.
Kelsey Patricia White.
Blaine Cameron Sample.
Timothy Michael Johnson.
London Delino Mitchell Fitzhugh.
Clayton Michael Anderson.
Delmar Reed Blackhorse.
Shani Noita Lacey Dorch.
Luke Nathan Coldwell.
Carrie Margaret Kumpf.
Jocelyn Richardson.
Angela Times.
Candidates for master's degrees in the Scripps College of Communication, please come forward.
John Michael Dolovacki III.
Augustine Sekir.
John Mensa Anuma.
Shaibu Yahaya.
Linford Frimpong.
Allison McKenzie Davis.
Megan Elizabeth Bulow.
Brianna Darby Ekanum.
Candidates for master's degrees in the Gladys W. and David H. Patton College of Education, please come forward.
Andrew Lee Vroman.
Annie K. Weber.
Andrew Rind.
Candace Marie Adkins.
George Douglas Ketchum.
Muhammad Al-Amari.
Magnum Felipe Silva.
Thomas Wayne Wright.
Carla Hyatt Hazlett.
Matthew Kenji Fujita.
Anissa M. Brown.
Elizabeth Ann Toike.
Misty D. Mayle.
Matthew William Taylor.
Regina Scott.
Angelique M. Hardwick.
Timothy D. Lowing.
Molly Elizabeth Sylvia.
Jessica Nicole Orr.
Ian Snyder.
Michael Jasmine Searles.
Lisa A. Kennard.
Jermaine Omar Dobney.
Joseph Connor Sarsfield.
Zach Thomas Furt.
Anthony Joseph Ortola.
Jamal Thomas.
Zafar Wahia Sarka.
Jennifer Renee Hulskamp.
Katrina Elaine de los Santos.
Katina Marie Fitch.
Candidates for master's degrees in the Fritz J. and Dolores H. Russ College of Engineering and Technology, please come forward.
Suthanthara Valipuram.
Richard Stanley Barron.
Gilbert James Clark III.
Juan C. Cosme.
Douglas Wynn Lowe.
Lou Ann McLaren Duffus.
Aaron Seth Dudna.
Hoda Raimanai.
Samantha Lynn Haining.
Shanta Madzmir.
Joseph David Holland. Mbara Lutfeliova.
Clive Tazawa Trerme.
Alexander John Klosta.
Fiera Blunt.
LaRonda Shanta Perry.
Aus Mohammed Hussein Asapti.
Genevieve Marie Jerome.
Richard Thomas Powis Jr.
Nicole Marie Fisher.
Keith Dick.
Robert Earl Williams.
Ainsley Nicole Hicks Cost.
Asif Khan.
Joshua Aaron Radcliffe.
Philip Moore.
Gertrude Dilly.
Andrew George Kasich.
Brandon Antone Engster.
Troy Edwin Hampton.
Ting Tueng Yan.
Candidates for master's degrees in the College of Fine Arts, please come forward.
Janice Cherie Paris.
Julia Brewer Olson.
Stephanie Marie Sofield.
Bianca Katharina Beneman.
Candidates for master's degrees in the College of Health Science and Professions, please come forward.
Christina Renee Roche.
Haley Pritt.
Alexander Christine Marcus.
Holly Nicole Sullivan.
David McLone.
Jason Brady.
Taima Latae Williams.
Jenna Lynn Denton.
Jennifer Baker Christman.
Mitzi A. Barker.
Ashley Christine Rawlings.
Kendra Lou Stoneking.
Mary Susan Burton.
Natalie Jones.
Kimberly Rose Kavula.
Abigail Joanne Thaxton.
Caitlin Elizabeth Douglas.
Melinda Matea Salyers.
Sunshine Louise Pyatt.
Rebecca Ann Lenke.
Deanna Jean Potter.
Carrie Madison Richter.
Shannon Lachey Robinot.
Emily Burns.
Sarah Elizabeth Lipka.
Brandon Michael Wilson.
Rodney Lee Holdren.
Jamie Lynn Link.
Jerome Tierra Lewis.
Amanda Dawn Lott. Jamie Lynn Budd.
Megan Ashley Hussein.
Amanda Shea Rousey. Andrea J. Beardsley.
Christina Michelle Murphy.
Sandra Jane Brown.
Jeffrey T. Watson.
Amber Nairi Black.
Jason Bishop.
Amanda Nicole O'Rourke.
Holly Christine Smith.
Valone Lynn Collins.
Skylar Spring Simons.
Lauren Ashley Love.
Mary T. Goot.
Laura Wandel.
James Christopher Vesicek.
Caitlin Nicola Samlenko.
Robin Lee Sheps.
Anthony Braun.
Alicia Marie Wallen Pace.
Amanda M. Brown.
Jeanette McQueen.
Terlock T. Kyle.
Julie K. Davis.
Jamie Teresa Chard.
Dennis Robert Faber.
Shauna K. Roach.
Michelle Dawn Gervais.
Vicki Lynn Bussey.
Genevieve Valero.
Abigail Lynn Richter.
Nicole Howard.
Emily Rebecca Wright.
Patricia Jean Hammond.
Gina Lynn Beluso.
Leah L. Robinson.
Dawn M. McGill.
Ashley Elizabeth Bevan.
Brian Taylor Stiers.
Melissa Ann Watkins.
Stacy L. Schultz.
Tracy Lee Martin Rainick. Stephen Matthew Woods.
Lucia Francisco.
Justin Michael Cortica.
Christopher Ray Haruff.
Candidates for master's degrees in the Center for International Studies, please come forward.
Mohammed Ramadan Jola.
Candidates for master's degrees in the George V. Voinovich School of Leadership and Public Affairs, please come forward.
Daniel Cohn.
Michael Wayne Ramsey.
Emmy Lynn Marie Marhuick.
Michelle Stephanie Cantor.
Autumn Elaine Warden.
Jamima Casimir.
India T. Harris Jones.
Clark Jeffrey Miller.
Brian Kramer.
Rebecca Rodriguez.
Sarah Ann Redouty.
Let's congratulate all of our master's degree recipients once again.
We now turn to our candidates for undergraduate degrees. Graduates, before we award the degrees you have worked so very hard to earn, I would like to take a moment to recognize those of you who have distinguished themselves through your studies. Please note that these honors are only available to our bachelor's degree recipients. With those graduating cum laude, please stand. Now those who are graduating magna cum laude, please stand. And those graduating summa cum laude, please stand. To be sure, commencement marks a significant personal milestone for each and every graduate. And so, at this time, I ask that all candidates for bachelor's and associate degrees please rise. President Nellis, the students have completed all of the requirements for their bachelor's and associate degree programs. I therefore have the honor of presenting them to you for the conferral of their degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Ohio University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Associate in Applied Business, Associate in Applied Science, Associate in Arts, Associate in Individual Studies, Associate in Science, Bachelor of Applied Human and Consumer Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Criminal Justice, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Specialized Studies, Bachelor of Sports Management, and Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, it's my honor to welcome you into the family of Ohio University alumni. You may now move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations!
Please be seated. You will be called to the platform by your dean or college representative.
Graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, please proceed to the platform.
Bailey Louise Kinner.
Robert Ross Sebring.
Colin S. Wilson.
Dylan Thomas Hagan.
Emily J. Clavinance.
Kristen Page Nolfi.
Ashley L. Donahue.
Andrew Thomas Colburn.
Duncan James McDonald.
Isaiah C. Brow.
Joseph Arthur Cunningham.
Shao Chen.
Mary Beth Lyons.
Kate Lavina Caputo.
Carly Michelle Fraley.
Summer Rose Fleming.
Ebony Danielle Whitaker.
Sarah K. Brigham.
Taya M. Webb.
Savannah Lee Harvey.
Kennedy Constance Lee Jones.
John Tate III.
Braxton David Fox.
Peter Vanderbush.
Elise C. Corey.
Megan Elizabeth Humphreys.
Jacob Daniel Libby.
Samantha Nicole Horn.
Clay A. Williams.
Brady Paxton Tumblin.
Brendan Richard Pettit.
Megan E. Packard.
Raven Lynn Stratford Wise.
Valerie Denise Larkin.
Ashlyn S. Mabry.
Abby J. Muller.
Martin Donald Slavinich.
Megan Elizabeth Johnson.
Justin Scott Moore.
Cherie Ann Thompson.
Ryan Klug.
Claire E. Leahy.
Chastity Ann Cantor.
Alexa Rose Woods.
Brandon Lee Havens.
Ashlyn Ann Randolph.
Vincent Matthew Lewis.
Reagan Annalise Mann.
Jessica Nicole Parowski.
Nellie Kalichi Angoro.
Carolyn Rose Brzezinski.
Gabriel Allen Wills.
Jenna K. Williams.
Victoria Grace Anton.
Wai Gao.
Noah Benjamin Tucker.
Michael R. Lewis.
Adriana Catherine Nicole Offenberger.
Izzy Grace Rudda.
Benjamin M. Ratchford.
Jasmine Lynette Robinson.
Rukia A. Noor.
Colton Allen.
Brianna Grace Hubble.
Cole P. Summershin.
Eric Michael Ometansky. Adam J. Brokaw.
Gabriel Scoto.
Nathan Matthew Limond.
Landa J. Grovenveld.
Alexander Simon Petrus.
Alanis Ruprecht.
Olivia Haley Marie Sturdivant.
Micaiah E. Trussell.
Amanda C. Cantor.
Anya Cerise Ferguson.
Kayla Tao Chantabong.
Logan Spencer McDonald.
Mark Van Wees.
Mackenzie Storm Callahan.
Thaddeus R. Meeks.
Thomas Owen Meinert.
Dakota Arledge.
Robert Joseph Reed.
Laura Alexandria Dakin.
Zahara Harrison.
Olivia Raven Dykes.
Casey Keegan Galloway.
Olivia Grace Glasgow.
Haley Autumn Troughton.
Marissa C. Santiago Myers.
Isaac Martin Spangler.
Alyssa J. Ingram.
Matthew Carlos Carmona.
Mariah Tate McIntyre.
Rebecca Elizabeth Alberti.
Emily Ann Klum.
Shenhao Guan.
Zenbo Guan. Zachary Paul John.
Alice Rose Beamer.
Caitlin Elizabeth Waldman.
Xiu Zhang.
Graduates of the College of Business, please proceed to the platform.
Michael Joseph McGowan.
Brandon Thomas Roberts.
Kyle James Toronto.
Justin A. McDermott.
David L. Sisson.
Evan Perry James.
Brett Alexander Bauman.
Patrick C. Thomas.
Norman Joseph Wolf.
Atfa Afla Abdullah Al Makrasi.
Sydney Lynn Stetham.
Fadwa Fida Hussein Hassan Al Zajajli.
Jasmine Eileen King.
Brendan McCorkle Hogan.
Carly M. McCaffrey.
Mary Bridget McGrail.
James Patrick Rehack.
Griffin Patrick Pristick.
Zheng Zhao.
Benjamin D. Rice Hawkins.
Susan E. Nestor.
Laura Melanie Titmus.
Joseph N. Vasilati.
Graham T. Hudson.
Thaddeus Ryan O'Connor.
Wen Zhu.
John Matthew Logar.
Li Wan Zhang.
Jensen Marie Hausman.
Isaac Nothacker. Devin Janae Peavy.
Anielle A. Barden Dancy.
Gabriel M. Brown.
Madeline C. Smith.
Michael Anthony Cipriani.
Joseph Edward Bartolotta.
Joshua Ray Ebricht.
Clay Michael Shannon.
Skylar J. Lang.
Ian Harlan Klaus.
Elsa Hacksher.
Michaela Frank.
Matthew J. Benson.
Madison T. Arnholt.
Andrew T.J. Lasco.
Owen Alexander Hall.
Ryan Lee Grooms.
Jacob Rogers.
Christian Matthew Berry.
Elena Clarice Berry.
Adam Christopher Madison.
Joshua Brian Cook.
Morgan A. Parker.
Courtney Lee Gretz.
Lauren Renea Martin.
Jenna Suzu Weaver.
Lisa L. Abarji.
Shelby N. Moses.
Hannah Elizabeth Malm.
Hunter Dwayne Murdoch. Nicholas Joseph Sacco.
Nicholas W. Desso.
Alan Patrick Dalton.
Tyler John James Rowe.
Daniel Patrick Reed.
Jacob George Bauer.
Alexander Michael Courtney.
Wyatt Allen Harmon.
Logan Scott Silver.
Brianna Sarah Abel.
Evan Robert Vargo.
Nathan G. Woods.
John H. Holland.
Laura Adelia Esky.
Leah Elise Valeka.
Brittany M. Schambach.
Courtney McKenna.
Kendall May Victoria Miller.
Robert Lewis J.
Joseph Robert Hooster.
Luke Adam Irvin.
Patience Shadane Jeffrey.
Mason Roderick Schmidt.
Joseph Charles Souter.
Thomas Connor Gibney.
Noah Peter Sutter.
Tim Dylan Rader.
Austin Robert Krosky.
Brooke Ann Swinehart.
Evan Gordon Zernick.
Nicholas Daniel Kieber.
Joshua Garin Mazurowski.
Stephen M. Kidwell.
Leah Marie Rowell.
Morgan A. Rowe.
Megan Ann Swartschwauhau.
Grant Isaac Lehman.
Hannah Marie Wilson.
David Matthew Manon.
Christopher James Scruggs.
Daniel Richard Hoke.
Jenna Marie Hall.
Monica Kizis.
Chase Joseph Neff.
Dylan M. Reffitt.
Lindsay Rose Howder.
Elijah Austin Thomas Winkler.
Blake Mitchell Ware.
Brandon Michael Baker.
Eric R. Hillenbrand.
Jacob T. King.
Emma Louisa Carlson.
Marcus Jordan Grimes.
Brett Thomas Bryce.
Clay M. Bretz.
Ian Michael Helm.
Eli Ron Afico.
Graduates of the Scripps College of Communication, please proceed to the platform.
Lily Bartholomew.
Haley L. Love.
Sydney A. Conover.
Samantha May Owens. Robert Bernard Fellman.
Devin Jacob Harp.
Spencer G. White. Bennett Edmund Lacrone. Hallie Michaela Weber.
Zachary Michael Wenzel.
Nicholas Mark Andrew Paredes.
Nicholas James Williams.
Margaret Rose Nelson.
Isan Abdullah Isan Shaker Analenis.
Jade Marie Thompson.
Bailey A. Marshall.
Marisa A. Ward.
Ben Schwartz.
Heidi N. Ha.
Devin William Solomon.
Branson Parker Moody. Samantha Rachel Lee Houchins.
Marishan Selena Burrows.
Cecilia Kathleen Bickham.
Mitchell J. Jurgens.
Emily L. Dahl.
James M. Burns.
Jonathan Sweeney.
Diamond Tiara June.
Layla Riaz.
Sarah Margaret Penix.
Gregory Joseph Peterson.
Samantha Lynn Spuller.
Brooke Phillips.
Jody L. Jones. Tyler R. Corbett.
Taylor Jessica Pacelli.
Miranda Elizabeth Posey.
Nicholas P. Esterhaus.
Mackenzie Lee Keaton.
Jason Andrew Graff.
Dean Andrew Parker.
Anna O. Wise.
Cade Corwin Fleming.
Carly Rose McFadden.
Nathaniel T. Fott.
Abby Lorraine Lupkop.
Sherman Leon Ingram.
Hunter A. Lake.
Johanna Smith Kearns.
Michael Rain Swenson.
Michael W. Johnson.
Robert F. Green.
Keisha Ravi.
Jace M. Rednor.
Noah Alexander Turner.
Lauren A. Seigel.
George Dominic Nunez.
Bridget Joanne Ambrose.
Alexander Wayne Bailey.
Jared Mike Wolf. Brennan Patrick Crawford.
Gabriel S. Genovese.
Kristen Ann Woody.
Jessica L. Costello.
Brenna Marie Shane.
Rachel Lee Eldridge Aldrigra.
Ashley Nicole Dill.
Omri Jacob Kunat.
Taylor Elizabeth Williams.
Max Joseph Friedman.
Zalika Kathleen Lally.
Maris Angelica Vick.
Hannah Dorobrowski.
James S. Irvin.
Christian Alexander Goldsberry.
Sean Finbar McGuire.
Graduates of the Gladys W. and David H. Patton College of Education, please proceed to the platform.
Cody Lee Buchanan.
Annette Karnowski.
Mary Jane Clark.
Madeline Marie Ribeiro.
Jackson Thomas Ostapovich.
Kristen D. Kylish.
Amanda Ann Bell.
Zachary Austin Kolinchuk.
Sydney Angela Tarchi.
Nakia Mahogany Guest.
John Alexander Groh.
Jensen Michelle Tata.
Dakota J. Scheuer.
Sierra A. McClure.
Cole Randall Bartimus.
Audrey L. Farkas.
Taylor John Fedikovich.
Andrew Wild.
Ryan Darren Epperly.
Lucy Renee Reardon.
Benjamin Limes.
Sarah Elizabeth Riley.
Bradley J. Ricknapsky.
Jason Anthony Kish.
Colin James Russell.
Brandon James Kahn.
Alexis K. Millard.
Kaylee Mariko Ewan.
Sarah Beth Ratto.
Kylie Suzanne Holver.
Chelsea Marie Hohenbrink.
Taylor Justine Woodbridge.
Haley Amanda Kern.
Tristan W. Morse.
Megan Angela Tussing.
Gabrielle Elizabeth Summers.
Mackenzie Brooke Jones.
Brittany Nicole Boaz.
Tyler S. Lauer.
Kevin Lewis Cox.
Carter Thomas Beeson.
Gabriella Lori Fair.
Nicole Elizabeth Fudali.
Scott R. Knavel.
Deanna Alexis Sayer.
Erica Renee Cutler.
Allison K. Chipchinsky.
Megan Grace Osborne.
Aubrey Christine Long.
Allie Ann Brooker.
Michelle Y. Weaver.
Ashley Lynn Burkaw.
Michelle Graceland Thomas.
Paige Justine Snyder.
Abby Mitchell Wright.
Michaela Lynn Weichel.
Morgan A. Taylor.
Abby Elizabeth Knoll.
Alicia Renee Martinez.
Madison N. Morrow.
Brandy Nicole O'Neill.
Graduates of the Fritz J. and Doris H. Russ College of Engineering and Technology, please proceed to the platform.
Christian J. Waldron.
Bryce Dudash.
Garrick D. Martin.
Holden Lee Ron.
Keith Tackett.
Abigail Elizabeth Graham.
Megan Elizabeth Gutnick.
Laura J. Kittons.
Ryan Mitchell Dayal.
Jacob Daniel Mulligan.
Gannon M. Godsey.
Nathan Zarati Donovan.
Trenton Allen Davis.
Brody Dickerson.
Caitlin D. Finnerty.
Ryan William Myers.
John R. Satterfield.
Robert Quinn Hosler.
Mitchell Eugene Howard.
Samuel A. Leach.
Connor Douglas Dickerson.
Matthew S. Shapin.
Keith A. Neely.
Mohammed Afazi A. Suleimani.
Justin Ashley Weaver.
Jacob Handley.
Alexander Y. Shambrock.
Dylan A. Urio.
Andrew Joseph Knoll.
James A. Lauer.
William Tanner Miller.
Nathan Reed Hall.
Colin Joseph Sharp.
Dallas Tyler Stang.
Tyler Eric Jacobson.
Robert V. Vera.
Brian Paul Mason.
Jordan Lee Shepard.
Taylor Woods.
Cole E. Murtiff.
Mitchell P. Brightman.
Paul O'Brien Ballo.
Alyssa M. Atkinson.
Joseph Weldon Eccleberry.
Zachary Tyler Parker.
Hudson Park.
Kyle M. Coville.
Joe Andrew Sheffick.
Olivia Catherine Reese.
Rachel Elaine Zielinski.
Joseph Clarence Lujan.
Nicole Marie Hughes.
Devin Linnea Destaki.
Zachary A. Brooks.
Jude David Holston.
Shajui Shen.
Albert George Hare IV.
Jordan Zanesic.
Kartik Janju.
Timothy Scott Trainer.
Jalen Zedrick McDonald.
James Avery Kellen.
Nicholas Albert Wenzel Volderhide.
Hunter Logan Mayab.
Richard Scott Frame.
Zachary Adam Schrock.
Taryn Cole Shannon.
Jake Robert Glockner.
Joseph Thomas Malone.
William Joseph Kramer.
Graduates of the College of Fine Arts, please proceed to the platform.
Taylor A. Hickman. Levi Mitchell Kravos. Carolina Rose Dates. James P. Sir. Dakota James Roberts.
Graduates of the College of Health Sciences and Professions, please proceed to the platform.
Rayshawn Dominique Smith.
Gina Diagni.
Laura J. Brutch.
Emily Jordan Romberger.
Aaron Lee Bailey.
Jean Green.
Amanda Jo Pierce.
Johanna Victoria Preston.
Shanice Quisenberry.
Regina M. Arnold.
Leslie Ames.
Buffy Lynette Oldecker.
Shalitha Takesha Phipps.
Stacy Lynn Volker.
Christina Robinowski.
Emmeline Westrick.
Lauren Ann Hackett.
Florence Octoth Owiso.
Florence J. Mabachem.
Lynn M. Dabasio.
Heather Kristen Whipple.
Mackenzie R. Jones.
Holly Danielle Roberts.
Nancy Marie Carlson.
Michael Moreland.
Jamie Marie Kenny.
Anessa Adeline Ratajczak.
Mary Beth Weiss.
Jessica Jamez.
Sarah M. Robso.
Rebecca Marie Milos.
Melissa L. Conkle.
Harold Thomas Burns.
Nicole Ann Coral.
Emily Field.
Portia Annette Terrell.
Heather Faith Peterson.
Teresa Ann Sparks.
Ashley Elizabeth Kaufman.
Julia Teresa Cruz Aguiano.
Arame Now.
Ash Michael Chivers.
Jenny Lynn First.
Victoria Bethany Felton.
Anna Soy.
Kelly Nech Mayo.
Chantal Tanjong Jungking.
Lynette Carlisle.
Christy Marie Shipley.
Brittany Leela Fondale.
Shauna Ray McCombs.
Cheyenne Elizabeth Kingle.
Larkin Ruth Giesecke.
Courtney Winnette Scheuer.
Mary A. Falkenberg.
Brandy Searles.
Molly Elizabeth Foreman.
Ashley Nicole Roberts.
Grace Aubrey Bolin.
Jonda Leona Miller.
Teresa Elizabeth Fitzpatrick.
Emily Dolby.
Tiffany Marie Jones.
Jackie Lynn Benjamin.
Clementina Formachev.
Morgan Christine Hunter.
Jenna Danielle Moore.
Mary Jess Dowdery.
Anthony Priest Bates.
Grant Thomas Botley.
Luis P. Zervos.
Hannah Ray Cease.
Alec Joseph Weber.
Melanie Ann Yakinski.
Sydney Abigail Richards.
Rachel Madeline Johnson.
Christina K. Eaton.
Amanda Roy.
Tara Lee Likens.
Joseph Michael Delatorre.
Matthew Ryan Craven.
Lauren Ashley Olney.
Quinn E. Kramer.
Thomas Edward Bevan.
Eric Joseph Weir.
Joshua Michael Park. Susan L. Burgess.
Ayasata Berry.
Francis Mize.
Jessica Lynn Bomar.
Madison Lee Atkins.
Kaylee Nicole Vadini.
Madison Joyce Walzak.
Madeline K. Miller.
Lauren Nicole Clements.
Sabishi McDonald.
Acacia L. Luster.
Jennifer Contagnas.
Thada A. Owsley.
Olivia Addison Loretto.
Mary Ann Hawk.
Amy Jo Flynn.
Priscilla Murphy Odoy.
Amber Dawn Ollis,
Cassidy Ray Wood,
Sue Cross,
Kaylee Skinner,
Roxmy Tran,
Natalia N. Butt,
Michaela Lynn Williams,
Avery Denise Webster,
Michaela Ashton Twarog,
Kaylee Olivia Dean,
Emma Antonia Bruggeman,
Ashley Virginia Kuby,
Leslie LaRose,
Ryan Michael Zeller,
Sydney Nicole Harris,
Jason Vadden,
Julie A. Emery,
Melissa J. O'Donnell,
Linda D. Roll,
Julia Elaine LaCours,
Victor Namadi Onaho,
Samantha J. Ellis,
David P. Roth,
Courtney Ann Mullen,
Jennifer Elaine Smith,
Andrea Sarah Martinez,
Carly Page Ferguson,
Danielle Adelsberger,
Juliana Marie Haggerty,
Mary Kate Marie Evans,
Kennedy Mason Griggs,
Sydney Ree Rice,
Jordan Hunter Rose,
Chloe Nicole Hall,
Nigel Malik Harris,
Allison Baker Jones,
Kayla Mary Coal,
Bianca Helen Petito,
Shannon Marie Taylor,
Chelsea Michelle Dunleavy,
Shannon Renee Gamoras,
Kelly Todd Johnson,
Teresa Marie Williams,
Shayna Alton,
Valerie Ray Rohde,
Bobby Jean Perkins,
Marie Martha Rearley,
Crystal Rose Moss,
Amanda Marie Miller,
Zachary C. Sybrandt,
Cynthia Ann Humpy,
Tamisha Grace Hill,
Laverne Marie Smith,
Regina Ann Lacey,
Sandra Joseph,
Chris Mark Luxama,
Nima Risho,
Keisha Gregorny,
So graduates of the Center for International Studies, please come to the platform.
Thomas Jostin Horton,
Graduates of Ohio University's regional campuses and University College, please proceed to the platform.
Janae Denise Hapley,
Kayla Rose Iso,
Jerry Allen King,
Kathleen J. Simpson,
Jacob Lee Mitchell,
Alan Martin Boritz,
Malcolm Alden Brown,
Mark Eric Bradley,
Christine Elizabeth Tigner,
Aaron Thomas Owens,
Ryan D. Weisinger,
Heather Rosemary Rowe,
David Lee Knock,
Maximilian Frederick Bumgartle,
Christina A. McKinley,
Travis Robert Ray,
Stephen Robert Trostel,
Matthew Charles McCullough,
William Dylan Caudle,
Vincent Julius Simons,
Mandy Lemke,
Tyler Spriggs,
Mary Beth Brown,
Gregory Andrew July,
Brian Mershon,
Daniel Lucas,
Ryan Patrick Shepard,
Matthew David Milburn,
Amy Palliston,
Andrew Michael Sorensen,
Angela Dawn Steele,
Mark Andrew Hammond,
Teresa Ann Skidmore,
Pamela Shelton,
Thomas Cloyd Hillsdorf,
Matthew William Gardner,
Bailey Diane Grenert,
Kobe Ward,
Megan Jane Stutz,
Jocelyn Ariana Simon.
Erica A. Foltz.
Joseph F. Lance.
Caleb Scott Demmett.
Jacob William Witt.
Anne Marie LaFranc.
Susan Miller.
Kimberly Marie Hill.
David Andrew Griffith.
Thelma Owusu Aquacum.
Uluwatiobi Loba. Aktasoken.
Joseph Alicia Johnson.
Braden John Labrowski.
Paige Daniels.
Chelsea Marie Miller.
J.T. Weemhoff.
Deanna M. Cruz.
Taylor Ryan Fisk.
Elizabeth Perkins.
Julie Marie Garthwaite.
Javier Estefan Gonzalez.
Logan Issa Awad.
Justin Thomas Adams.
Mackenzie Cynthia Heiler.
Colton Stock.
Courtney R. Schiesholtz.
Jalove Mariah Bartley.
Logan Richard White.
Jordan Von Kelly.
Nicholas Stephen Tier.
Jamie Lynn Alberts.
Caitlin Pamela Renee Beekman.
Amanda Lee Kozak.
Soha Hamid Ibrahim.
James Taylor Rysack.
Samuel Kenneth McKnight.
Dylan Heiser.
Christopher Sean Casela.
Elise Melissa Couts.
Alyssa Jean Byers.
So let's give our graduates another round of applause. Congratulations. I now ask everyone to stand and please join Ms. Carolina Dates, our faculty, university officials, honored guests, and most importantly, our graduates, in a long-standing tradition, the singing of the Ohio University alma mater.
Alma mater, Ohio, alma mater, brave and fair. Alma mater, we hail thee, for we own thy kindly care. Alma mater, Ohio, when we read thy story o'er, we revere thee and cheer thee as we sing thy praise once more.
Please be seated. This concludes the 2019 Fall Commencement Ceremony. We bid you farewell and congratulate all of you on this most significant milestone. The marshals will now lead the platform party, faculty, and graduates from the arena. Following the completion of the recessional, the 2019 Ohio University Fall Commencement Ceremony will stand adjourned.